Hello and welcome to the Hickok Plant Contractor Safety, Health, and Environmental Orientation. While you are here, your safety and health are most important. While at this facility, we will be diligent in our responsibilities for your safety. You are also responsible for your own safety and the safety of those around you. Protecting the environment is very important to us. Thanks for being here to assist us. It is up to us to protect the environment. This is our backyard. We are protecting our future. Our neighbors and community are important. Compliance is not an option. EPA, KDHE, Burla Carbon Policy. Environmental Management System, ISO 14001 Voluntary Program. Burla Carbon Company Hickok Plant is a global leader in safety and quality carbon black production. We are committed to conducting our business in a manner that will promote conservation of natural resources while continually improving our process. We are committed to meeting our environmental responsibilities to our employees, our neighbors, our community, our customers, our stakeholders, all regulatory agencies, and any other requirements to which we subscribe. Our employees are committed to meeting our customers' needs while preventing pollution. We are committed to improving awareness levels for all employees in our community by setting targets and objectives for operational excellence and resource stewardship. These targets and objectives will be reviewed annually to ensure our continual improvement. It is our mission to become a good steward of natural resources and a good neighbor in our community. Roles and responsibilities. We expect you to comply with applicable regulatory requirements, conform with the organization's environmental management system requirements, maintain tools and equipment to control environmental impact, be aware of and manage significant environmental impacts to air, soil, groundwater, landfill, depletion of non-renewable resources. Provide a copy of the safety data sheet for any chemicals brought on plant site. And we will communicate with contractors on environmental expectations and train contract employees on environmental issues. Environmental requirements. Awareness and compliance with EPA, KDHE, and Burla Carbon. Don't drink the water. Provide safety data sheets for all materials brought on site. Remove any containers of hazardous materials, including empty, residues, and unusable portions when finished. Proper material segregation. Recyclable materials, industrial waste, trash. Please do not dispose of any food or other perishable waste in roll-offs, only dumpsters. Proper equipment maintenance. Report any spills immediately. Keep fuel cans in back of truck or trailer. No open burning on plant site. Please recycle. Our landfill is for fuel-grade carbon black only. If involved in the disposal of fuel grade into the on-site landfill, you are required to put adequate daily cover over the fuel grade in the pit. Job is not complete until an inspection of the landfill pit has been completed by the HSE manager or their designee. Safety is not an option. Required PPE includes hard hats, ANSI Z87.1 rated safety glasses with side shields, safety-toed footwear with ankle support, hearing protection required in posted areas. Always check SCS or product label for chemicals and required or special PPE. Special PPE includes OSHA-approved eye protection while welding, cutting, or grinding, proper clothing for welding or hot work, respiratory protection, body harness and secured lifeline when working 4 feet above ground, zero tolerance for not being tied off. Other requirements include no rings, necklaces, etc., no visible body piercing jewelry, long hair must be up, use sidewalks, use handrails, tie off extension ladders, honk before backing up inside the plant, communicate, barricade when performing overhead work, don't throw tools, secure tools and equipment, and remove barricades when done. Training is important. You must have documentation presented for forklift operation, boom man lift operation, crane operation, and any specialty task. Lockout Tagout. All contractors must be knowledgeable in the site, Lockout Tagout program and sign Appendix G of the LOTL program in the Contractor Electrical Safety Program Review Acknowledgement. Control of hazardous energies. Lockout is used to protect employees from unexpected startup, energizing, or exposure to hazard energies while performing maintenance or servicing on equipment. I shall review and use the energy control procedure. If it's incorrect or incomplete, correct it before the job begins. Follow all steps in the energy control procedure. Verify isolation of all energy sources. Maintain control of my lock and key at all times. Use my lock and tags for LOTO purposes only. Ensure all personnel and tools are clear before removing locks. Use an alternate protective measure if adjustments, troubleshooting, or minor tasks need to be conducted while the machine or equipment is energized. Stop the job if the scope of work changes. Confined space program. Outside personnel, such as contractors, service representatives, or employees from a temporary employment agency required to enter confined spaces shall have a confined space entry program consistent with the requirements of this program. Their employees shall be trained and qualified as authorized entrants and attendants. Confined space entry. Confined spaces are critical areas in our operation since they present significant risks due to the configuration of the space, risk of engulfment, electrocution, asphyxiation, etc. I shall secure, relieve, disconnect, and/or restrain any hazardous energy source, isolate lines to prevent any flammable, toxic, or oxygen-displacing gases or vapors, hazardous materials, high pressure, or high temperature materials from entering the confined space. Never enter a confined space before atmospheric testing has been completed. Review and sign the permit and discuss the risks associated with the space and the conditions of the job. Do not enter a confined space until a work permit has been issued. Never enter a confined space until an attendant is present. Only use low voltage electrical equipment or make sure it is connected to a ground fault circuit interrupter. Not use fuel, gas, or oxygen cylinders inside a confined space. Wear the required PPE at all times. Stop the job if the scope of the work changes. Fall protection. Fall protection continuation. Work at heights. Falls from heights is a leading cause of work-related fatalities. Persons working at heights above 1.3 meters or 4 feet must be protected by guardrails or a personal fall arrest system. I shall review or develop and discuss a fall rescue plan before starting work. Wear an approved PFAS and address deficiencies before starting the job. Make sure the lanyards and/or retractable devices I will use are appropriate for the height where I am working. Make sure to use approved anchoring points to tie off from. If I am not sure, I shall ask my supervisor for assistance. Always follow the 100% tie-off requirement. Not stand on handrails, unstable or slippery surfaces, or surfaces not designed to hold a person at any point in time. Barricade and identify any floor openings. Stop the job if the scope of work changes. Wear all required PPE at all times. Keep your work area clean all through the day. Follow the rules. Do what you are supposed to do. Watch out for each other. Magnetic hazard. Rare earth magnets are utilized in several areas of the plant and can cause hazardous conditions. Do not handle magnets. Be aware of possible impact on pacemakers. Housekeeping is a must. Housekeeping is safekeeping. It reflects on you and your company. Keep it clean all day. Put trash in dumpsters. Ask about metal and other materials. Keep cords, wire, and leads strung overhead and out of the way. This results in no tripping hazards and protects your cords. About carbon black. It is extremely conductive, slippery when wet, smolders, does not burn, and gives off a lot of CO. So to be safe, use a GFCI, clean area before work begins, no smoking in any building, good ventilation, and don't open any process line or vessel or enter any confined space without a permit. Hazard communication. You have the right to know. All SDSs are kept in the SH&E office for 24-hour access and most are available online. You must have SDSs for all chemicals brought on site. Hazmat area, north of main office building for spent toluene, which is very flammable. Chemicals for water treatment are kept in the boiler sheds. Hopper car, hopper truck area. If entering the hopper car area, you must first check with the warehouse foreman. No person shall enter the hopper car area without the blue light being engaged or if the red light is on. A lock and tag must be placed on the blue light box by each employee entering the hopper car area. Gate to area is kept closed at all times. Consequence thinking. Taking the time to think through a task, identifying and controlling all energy sources, including behaviors, so that injury to yourself or others will not occur. Take 2 to get ready. Take 15 seconds as you engage. Commitment-based safety. 95% of all incidents are due to behaviors we exhibit. We have learned at-risk behaviors for most of our lives, and change takes time. CBS is choosing 3 areas where you need some help and committing to focus on those areas to improve your safety and the safety of those around you. If Burla Carbon employees are unsafe around you or your work area, please report it to the SH&E coordinator or a BC supervisor. Think about all you do. Awareness is the key. Cardinal rules. No alcohol, no drugs, no firearms or weapons, no fighting, no horseplay, no vandalism, no stealing. Not following rules, procedures, and policies will get you sent home. Contractor clause. We reserve the right to check for any Burla Carbon equipment, tools, extension cords, lights, or any other property that belongs to Burla Carbon. We will be allowed to view all gang boxes, trailers, and vehicles at any time and before contractors leave the property after job completion. Burla Carbon requests no cell phones in the manufacturing area. Phones are to be left in your vehicles. If you are found with an unauthorized cell phone in the work area, we reserve the right to confiscate the phone and return after the project is completed. Critical safety issues. Lockout, tagout, and try. Everyone must have their own lock. Communicate with plant personnel. All disconnects must be shut off by plant personnel. Zero energy state. Gravity, steam, air, oil, etc. Don't forget to try it. Confined space. Never enter confined space unless authorized. Hickok will provide permits. You must have documented training before entering. Must have an attendant or watch person at all times. Hot work. Combustibles must be moved 35 feet away from hot work or adequately covered. Hickok personnel will supply hot work permits. Any area where there is possibility of explosion will require a test of the atmosphere to make sure it is safe. Proper clothing and PPE are required for welding and hot work. Flashback arresters required on all cutting rigs. It's important to keep your mind on task. Don't become distracted by events or situations outside of your current work activities. Eyes on task. Watch what you are doing, body position, and being observant not to be in the line of fire, caught in machinery, struck by an object, etc. Be careful when walking and climbing ladders and stairs. Watch out for uneven surfaces, slippery surfaces, tripping hazards, or areas where you could step into a hole and become injured. Be aware of hot surfaces. There are a lot of hot surfaces throughout the facility that could burn you. Steam. Steam is used in many areas of the facility and transported through piping. Be aware of valves and connections that could be leaking steam. Wet surfaces. Watch out, wet surfaces that could cause slips, especially on ladder rungs, stair steps, and concrete during cold weather when ice may be present. Critical safety issues. Grinders and power tools. Grinders are to be operated with the guard in place always, and should have handles in place whenever possible. All guards and safety devices on all power tools should be in place and functioning properly. Grinders and power tools found on site in obvious operation without a guard or with the guard disabled will have the power cord cut in two. Tools with broken guards will be tagged and removed from service until functioning properly. Alarms. Lots of bells, rings, whistles, and flashing lights for operations. Plant alarm system is very loud. Tornado. One long continuous siren. Fire. Short successive tone changes in siren. Other evacuation. Long short tones of siren. Evacuate west of the plant unless told otherwise. If unable to go directly to the assigned evacuation area, go north or south to the nearest road, then head west. No practice unless first notified. In case of questionable weather, know where you are. Etiquette. Clean yourself before leaving the plant. Recommend changing footwear. Laundromat has dedicated washers for carbon black. Use these only. Do not track black to town. If we get a bill, you get a bill. Daily requirements. Required permits. Contractor permit daily. hot work, confined space entry, excavation, line breaking. All permits will be supervised by Burla Carbon employees. Daily requirements. Sign in and out. Daily toolbox meetings required. Housekeeping requirements. Report any incident immediately. Near miss hazard reporting. Inspect your PPE. Off the job safety. Driving. Your safety off the job is important as well. Drive safe speeds. Wear seatbelts. Don't drink and drive. Watch for trains on Road S and US 160. Obey speed limits. US 160 well patrolled. Watch for deer, turkey, and other wildlife. Thank you for being here. We need your help. We appreciate you leaving your home and your family to be here. We rely on your professionalism and job skills. We rely on your working safely. Let's work together to make this a safe job.